Howdy, 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 howdy. Chuck's in the house. Gary from Pathways Homestead would say, "What's up, Chuck?" We have Terrie waiting in the green room, patiently waiting. And I can't hear her, but she has waved, so I know she can see what's going on. I wanted to see if I could figure out how to make some mods on here, but I got my phone. Somebody said you got to, well, hold on just a second. Let me see how to make some mods on here, but I got my phone. Somebody said you got to. I need to mute this thing. How do I mute that? I got my wife calling. I just totally blanked on y'all. I forgot I was already live. Hey, I don't need anything. I'm going live right now. So everybody's waiting on me to get off the phone with you. Love you too, babe. I'm trying to figure out how to mute this doggone thing. I got my wife calling. I just totally blanked on y'all. I forgot I was already live. All right. I am technologically illiterate. Let's see who we got in the house here. Who we got in the house? We got MT Homestead. Thank you so much for joining us. Southern Roots. Hey, y'all. Momming with Charity. Momming with Charity is my daughter. If y'all don't know her, she has going to have a live this evening at 8 o'clock p.m. Central, and we are going to be her guest. Woohoo! Belinda's going to be on there tonight. We have somebody called MT Homestead. I don't know who that is. Garden to Table with Heather Lynn. Hey, good morning, Heather. How are you doing? We have Wendy Benjamin. Tiny Tim Posey. Good morning. Scott, rambling with the brooms. Very easy. I know there's a way to do it. Hey, Stephen. There's Laura. I guess it's Laura with Hedgehog's Homestead. Laura, Chris. They have been some busy people up there. Mr. Boots is one of our moderators, but I have tried. I went on the YouTube studio and I've tried my best to get other moderators on there, but I have failed in doing so. If I miss somebody, I apologize. I'm just going through everybody saying hello, 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 hello. Let me, before I get Terrie up here, I know y'all want to see her and not me, and I don't blame you. Let me show you what I got here. Boom. Look at there, stickers. Arkansas Micro Farm. He kind of took a little break here for a little bit to revamp things, I think, on his homestead. He had a little bit of trouble. I think the neighbor's dogs got one of his cows. Got one of these from him. I got one of these. Let me get their name up there so y'all can see it. It's a water bottle. Pretty cool, huh? And I got some seeds. I got some cucumber. Can you see that? Cucumber Space Master. I've never tried Space Master. 60-day bush type plant. Bush type? Huh. And I got some cabbage. I do like cabbage. Cabbage is good for you. I have tried to go back and look at a lot of MT Homestead's videos so I could get the scoop on Miss Terrie. I wanted to find out everything I could about Terrie so I could have something to talk about. Because if y'all have watched their channel, you know Mike does all the talking. He is the talker of the family. And I told Belinda the other day, I said, well, I got Terrie from MT Homestead. I said, I don't know what I'm going to talk about because Mike is always the one talking. So I'm going to have to go back and do some research. Well, I've gone back and done my research. And so I think I'm ready for her. I think I got some scoop on her. Maybe not too much scoop. All right, everybody's in here. We got enough folks in here to go ahead and get started. And Miss Terrie's tired of just sitting there watching me ramble on. So if y'all would, y'all go ahead and stand up, if you would. Put your hands together, and let's welcome Miss Terrie to the live.
Hi, guys.
I see you can see the chat, can't you?
Yes.
Okay. Some people I get on here can't see the chat. I don't know why. I don't understand this stuff.
I think it's because usually the private chat on StreamYard comes up, so it doesn't really show anything, and you have to actually click over on comments. And then I also pop out the chat from the YouTube, directly from YouTube. So
okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I want to say personally, I just really, really appreciate you coming on and being with us today. And I had watched y'all's videos, and I want to say the very first video or very first time I saw y'all, and I don't know what I was doing. I was probably just channel surfing, like trying to learn people. And I want to say it was on Rolling with Raquel.
Rolling with Raquel.
Y'all, and let's see, I want to say Bland's Promising Ranch, and Stephen and Casey with Boots and Bounty.
Yeah.
I think y'all were on there. Y'all were doing some kind of game. Hey, Matt
we were.
Okay, so you remember that. You got a better memory than I do. But that I remember watching y'all on that show. Was the very first time I'd seen. Didn't know y'all from Adam. I guess I still don't. But I have seen some of y'all's broadcasts since then. I've watched some of your videos as far as Mike and him doing his quail cages and getting his saws and little things and all, just little shorts here and there, the dog yellow snow shorts. And I've watched some of your lives. I seen, was it last? No, it wasn't last week. Last week you had Jesse and Lisa. Is
yes.
that right? Okay.
Yes.
But week before, maybe I think you had Bryson from
Hayden
Farms. Oh, and by the way, he told me to let you know that he had every intention on being here, but he has a funeral. Actually, has two funerals that he has to attend today, and we understand that. We've actually had a couple. I got one Thursday, had one Saturday. Seemed like everybody's dropping off around here. Don't come to Mississippi. But a lot of that seemed like.
Sorry to hear that, though.
Yeah, it's always sad to have that. But I went back, Terrie. I went back all the way to the beginning when Mike started the channel. And I'm just curious if y'all were kind of like us. I started Charity, my daughter, momming with Charity, and she says my hair is so pretty.
Well, it is, Chuck. You have lovely hair.
You reckon she's talking about me? I don't have much hair left. That's because of that girl right there.
I know how that goes.
Yeah. But I went all the way back, and if y'all are like us, well, Charity kind of helped us because she has a channel. And I said, man, I can do that. I know I can do that. And so I got a little camera that my other daughter has, and I started filming some stuff. And it's almost embarrassing to go back and watch it now. But it was kind of tough for me to get Blenda to get in front of a camera.
Yeah.
Were you like that?
No, absolutely. I hate being in front of the camera. And it's weird because I don't mind doing the lives. I can sit here and talk all day on the lives. I think it's because I don't have to go back and edit myself, and I don't have to hear my own voice. And, it's cringy when I have to hear myself. So, but yeah, it was hard at first, and then it got a little easier as time went on. So, but yeah, we started out when we were in Korea for 5 years before we came and got our house here and our homestead going. And for 5 years, we didn't have a whole lot of American television. So we were watching a lot of YouTube. And, that was the one thing that was consistent. We could get other things, but it wasn't very consistent. And, we both like country life, and I wanted chickens, and then it was like, okay, well, then we started watching, of course, Arms Family Homestead and Dutch and all the homesteaders here in Oklahoma. And from there, it was like, okay, well, that looks like fun. We could do that. We'll come back. And I wanted my chickens. We wanted to find our forever home. And so that's what we kind of did, and thought, well, we can record and have fun with it, and it'll be on for our grandchildren and so on. So that was kind of what got us going.
That was one of my big things. I wanted to kind of document things for my grandchildren, and I don't care about my children. They How many children y'all got?
Between the two of us, we have 4. We lost Mike's oldest son back in January of 2020. But yeah, we have his son, Kevin. And then we have my 2, Brittany. She's in a few of our videos. And Austin's the youngest. So.
Okay. And Brittany's the one that does the taste test?
Yeah.
Okay. I went back and watched some of that. Some of that's hilarious. As far as I don't think I couldn't do it. I'm not good at taking. I'll be gagging and everything. I just can't handle it. I see these people doing these. Hey, Mackenzie from the Elders Homestead, and but I see them doing these hot sauce tests and these other stuff, and I'm just not. I got my life is too short to do that. I got other things to do. I want to say it was all the way into the 13th episode before you come on.
I did that right.
Do you do any? And I'll just be honest. I'm trying to think. Now I don't do like Mike. I didn't go back and watch every one of y'all's videos all the way through. I watched a bunch of them, but I'm not doing that. I'm just I'm too ADD. I don't know what you call it. They've never diagnosed.
Well, you're easily distracted, as your video said the other day. But so am I. So I totally understand. I thought of you the other day. I was doing something, and then I thought, wait, I got to do this, and then I started to do whatever that was, and then it's like, oh wait, there's that, and it was same thing. Squirrel.
That is my life. I don't know how many things I've started to do already this morning, and I finally quit. Hello, Digging for Health. Y'all go check out Digging for Health. Check out all these channels on here that I'm showing y'all. Mike and Terrie's real good about helping and supporting the community as well. And from Bristol, Virginia. I went to Bristol, Virginia. It's been years and years, Karen. Back in the late 80s, probably 85, 86. Well, let's see. No, it had to be probably around 86, 87, I guess. And Charity, don't go telling your mama all this, all right? Hayspring Medical Farm and Garden. But anyway, I was dating a girl back then. I was in college, and her mother wanted to go see their son up there in Virginia, and she didn't want to drive. So she asked me if I would drive him. Of course, I said, well, yeah. And we was coming out of Louisiana, Houma, Louisiana, and drove all the way up. And we drove up on this mountain somewhere over there. And again, it's been forever, over 30 years. And we drove up on top of this mountain. It was a little dirt gravel road, and you could look off the side of it. And it was scary, but we got all the way to the top, and they had these people up there with these hang gliding things. You know what I'm talking about?
Yep.
No,
No.
I mean, who in their right mind?
Yeah, well,
You do that?
no, no, you wouldn't catch me jumping off of nothing.
Well, y'all have done some traveling. You
Yes,
have been around, literally around the world.
yes.
Where'd you and Mike meet?
Actually, we met in Missouri. I'm from Missouri,
Okay.
right outside Fort Leonard Wood. And of course, he was Army and retired Army. And then he was working for the government on base. And somehow he found me on MySpace and sent me a message. And at the time, I was kind of in another relationship. I'm like, did you not read my profile? I'm in a relationship. So,
Hey,
he
Mike.
said,
Hey, Mike.
okay. He didn't care. He's like, well, I'm just talking. So, okay. So yeah, we became really good friends, and things didn't work out with the other relationship. And along the way, he said, oh, "Hey, you want to go out sometime?" So we did, and that was pretty much it. I've been with him ever since.
I figure old Mike probably, when he has a mindset, when he sees something that he likes,
Yeah,
he's not going to give up too easy.
yeah, that whole tractor thing too. I don't know.
You might as well just give in to that because he's,
Well, I keep telling, and he knows if he wanted a tractor that much, he would go get it.
yeah.
But he also knows, hey, we got to kind of watch what we're doing financially. So we'll wait and do it when the time's right. So.
There's old Brian. Brian Lois is Lois. I never can figure out that name.
Brian's Los Hills Homestead.
Los. Okay. He said he went to basic training at Fort Leonard Wood.
Yeah. A lot of people did.
Taking a break and helping. Hey, Stephen, I appreciate that so much. Stephen, Mr. Boots and Bounties, has got his channel up and going. He's got a good channel. He helps people, shows their videos on Sundays at 5 p.m. and then on Wednesdays at 5 p.m. he has like a help desk. And it's very helpful, very, very knowledgeable, especially for us that are dumber than rocks. But y'all travel. You
yes.
met in Missouri?
Yes, met in Missouri. He's originally from Arizona. And his mom was still living in Arizona after we met and after we got married. And he accepted a job shortly after we got married in Arizona. So we moved from Missouri to Arizona to kind of be closer to his mom. She wasn't in very good health at the time. And so we stayed there and we're there for about a year and a half. And then he got a job offer in Colorado. We moved to Colorado. And then after being in Colorado, about 2.5, 3 years, I got 4 years, 3 years. Then he got another job offer in Korea. So we went to Korea. Where we were staying just north of Seoul at a base up there. And then we were there for about a year and a half. And then we moved down south in Korea. And while we were there, we were able to travel and we went to, a lot of places. Thailand, Taiwan, Guam, Philippines, Australia, Italy, which was a bit of a jaunt, but we did go to Italy. So yeah, we traveled a lot while we were over there, and I love traveling, so that was awesome. And got to see a lot of the world. He'd already been to a lot of places prior to us being together, so right. But yeah, the Asia thing was kind of new to him for travel too. So.
Well, that's to me is fascinating. Now, I'm not a traveler. I used to be when I was younger. We would take off and we'd go. Of course, I've never really been out of the country, been down to Mexico, but I don't think that really counts anymore.
Well, you got to have a passport to go there now. You used to not have to. You just use your driver's license.
And I've been to Texas, so that's about the same thing. I lived in Houston for a while, doing some work over there. Now, I have been to Oklahoma, Do you know why it's called the Sooner State?
I have no idea.
You live in Oklahoma and
I
don't know.
don't. Well, I've only been here for, you got to give me a little bit.
Well, I don't either. Actually, I do. Hold on just a second. I wrote it down because I thought it was interesting. Back in, hold on, in 1889, the government planned on opening up like approximately like 2 million acres of land
Right.
so people could come in.
Yeah.
And people, instead of waiting for it to become into effect, they just came on in, and those people were called Sooners.
Sooners, because they got here sooner. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
It's actually kind of interesting because I never knew what a Sooner. I always watched the football team, Oklahoma Sooners,
Yeah.
and I was like,
But see,
that's the longest name I've ever heard.
I'm living in Oklahoma, but I'm a Mizzou fan, so
Yeah. A tiger. Everybody knows what a tiger is, but nobody
right?
But now you do, because you have visited the live stream with Chuck, Live with Glenn and Chuck, and Miss Terrie from MT Homestead. You are smarter today than
I am, and I thank you for that.
No, I'm talking about the people in the chat.
Okay.
But and also the Okie. You know why they called Okies? For obvious reasons.
Oklahoma.
But they were dubbed that. I think of Miss Marie from our Okie Homestead, and back in when they had the drought in the 1930s, they had the drought, Dust Bowl, all that kind of stuff. Millions of Oklahomans left and went to California, and they called them Okies. I always wonder how Merle Haggard got his song "Okie" from Okie.
Now you
And now I know. I'm smarter.
I've been to Muskogee, so that's something.
I learned all kinds of stuff about Oklahoma, and I'm going to tell you some of it too if I think about it, if I can get around to it. But anyway, so y'all, you've been back in Oklahoma about a little over a year.
Yeah, it's been about a year and a half now.
Okay, and you might have already said, but I got selective hearing.
So does Mike.
I think it's a guy thing. How do you why'd y'all come back to Oklahoma? Was it job related?
Well, and I mentioned earlier about his oldest son, and at that point it was like, we're too far away. We want to be back close where we can be near family, and we've got grandkids, so we wanted to be able to see our grandkids and spend time with them. And at the time when we were in Korea, and he got the job offer here, and I was talking to our granddaughter's mom, and I said, "Yeah, Mike got a job offer in Oklahoma." And last I knew, she was in Missouri. And she's like, "Oh, where in Oklahoma?" She said, "We moved to Oklahoma." And I said, "Okay." Well, I said, "McAllister." And she said, "Oh, we live just down the road." We got here, we found a house, and didn't know where they lived. And we went down this dirt road. We kind of had an idea, of the town where they were. So we go down this dirt road and find out she lives one dirt road away, basically.
Really?
It's 7 miles, but it's a dirt road. So yeah, she's.
Did they have paved roads in Oklahoma?
Huh?
Did they have paved roads in Oklahoma?
Yeah, if you can call them that. But yeah.
You got to get around through the potholes. If that's how Mississippi is.
The roads here are awful, but no. So yeah, we were only our home we bought is 7 miles away from our granddaughter and grandson, and so that was great. And then his son Kevin and Kevin's other two children, they moved from Colorado to Edmond, Oklahoma this past year. So now we're close to them too. So it's worked out really well. We get to see grandkids all the time. So
now you might have already told me, but how many grandkids?
We have 3 that are natural grandchildren, but I consider all of them our grandchildren. So that puts us up about 8.
Yeah.
So,
Oh yeah. Hey, I agree with that.
Yeah.
They don't have to be blood to
No,
be.
blended family is all family.
That's
It's
right.
all family.
Well, them grandkids now they'll spoil you. They will make liars out of you too. They sure will. Things you said you'd never do.
You do.
Yeah, you do. You'll be on the floor. I'm. I turned 54 back in December, and me getting up off the floor isn't the same as me getting off the floor when I was 20.
Yeah.
I have issues with that. Now I have been to Oklahoma. I went to Oklahoma City and Tulsa, Oklahoma. When I worked out of Houston, Texas, we remodeled some Denny's restaurants. I was working and we done remodeling in houses and basic construction work.
Brenda said Oklahoma has the worst roads in the country. Yeah.
She obviously has never been to Mississippi or Louisiana. Now, I lived in Louisiana. Louisiana, I think they're proud of their terrible roads. But anyway, when I was in Tulsa and Oklahoma City, I had to learn how to rewalk when I left there, because up there when I was walking, I was having to lean into the wind the entire time to keep from being blown over.
The trees all bend to one direction now. They're all pointing to
How do you understand that? That would drive me crazy. Is it like that all the time?
Pretty much. Yeah. When they made that song, you know, the winds come blowing through the plains. Yeah. Oh. It's constant. Yeah. The winds are horrible here.
I seen when I was looking up things about Oklahoma, it said they have like annually an average of 54, 55, something in the 50s of tornadoes every year.
You know, and yeah, well, when I grew up in Missouri, we got the tornadoes too. I lived on I-44. It seemed to be the corridor, you know, the tornadoes would come up 44 through Oklahoma into Missouri. But since we've been here for the last year and a half, the tornado season don't seem as bad. I think it seems like, and this is bad, but it seems like the tornadoes are moving farther to the east anymore. I don't know. It just seems like it's not as bad, but maybe we're just here at a weird time. I don't know.
Let me just stop right here. I am in the presence of greatness with Miss Mary Bell. Lady on the screen. Miss Mary, I've called her my other mom for years. And when I lived in Louisiana, they live over there in Louisiana. And when I lived over there, I would go to their house quite regular. And I have eaten her chicken and dumplings. I don't know how many times. And they, of course, invited me into their home. They moved out of the Denham Springs area out in the country. But even since then, I've been in their home, her and Mr. Darrell, good friends. They got children about our age. And of course, now it's hard. I still think of them back as teenagers, but they're all old like I am now. So it's funny how age. Anyway, I just wanted to recognize Miss Mary Bell. This is the first time I've seen her on a live, and she is one of my most favorite people in the entire world.
Well, good morning, Miss Mary.
Yeah. Everybody say hello to Miss Mary.
Yes.
Tell her how much you love her, because she is worth loving. I guarantee you that. Yeah, Blenda went up to a place. Now, Blenda's the traveler in my family, and she loves to go. I said I made a mistake. Blenda grew up, and they didn't have a lot. Her daddy was a preacher, and they moved around a good bit. And in fact, that's how I met her up in Tennessee. I was working at the Nissan plant up in Tennessee, and her daddy come up there to a little mission. And anyway, I was there. She come in on crutches one day, into the church. She wasn't going to come up there with him. She's going to stay and finish school down in Mississippi. And she come in on crutches. She took one look at me, Terry. I kid you not. Took one look at me and chased me down across the church parking lot. Embarrassed me to death. I didn't know this woman from nothing. Running me down with a bunch of on crutches and tackled me and said I was going to be her husband. And that's the truth, according to Chuck.
I was going to say, what would she be saying? Right? What's her side of the story?
I don't know why I told that story. My mind just went completely blank. Oh no, I do too. Anyway, whenever I met her and we started going out, and I would take her to these restaurants and stuff, and sometime. Oh, that's one of my questions for tonight. I'm sorry, sis. With whoever comes tonight about it. I would take her out, and it bothered me because she would never get anything like a steak or anything like that. And I don't know, once I got comfortable enough with her, I asked her, I said, why don't you ever get a steak or anything like that? I mean, I don't mind. I thought she was just being nice, you know. She said, Chuck, I don't know how to cut a steak. And I said, it's just that simple. But she like I said, she grew up pretty eager. And I made that mistake because she eats them all the time now.
You got something started.
Yeah. But she likes to go. And she has a friend over here. She a member a church I used to pastor. And her and this lady are real good friends, and they have gone on these cruises. Now, I'm not getting on a cruise boat. I'm just not doing it.
I've never gone on a cruise.
Yeah. You've never gone on? Would you ever go on one? Well, you've been out in the world. You don't care.
Well, I can't say that I wouldn't. I never say never. I kind of like being able to fly to one spot and then take in the culture. Where if you're on a boat, you get off of the ship, the whole time, and you don't really get to be in one spot for very long. So, yeah, I kind of like just going.
Blenda, when we was first, I should have known. When we first married, we had a 2-year-old daughter, which is Charity. Boom. And she was 2 years old at the time. And my oldest son, Hayden, he was 1. And her daddy had went out to Oregon. His sister lived up there, and he was doing some. Brian wouldn't get on one of those ships either. I wouldn't either, Brian. Anyway, I flew her out there, her and Charity, out to Oregon, and so she could be with her daddy and her mama. And then they just drove back all the way across the country. And me and old tiny man, me and Hayden, we just had our guy time here at the house. And she drove all the way back across the country. And then when she got back to Mississippi, I had some former church members that had moved to North Carolina that wanted us to go out there to see them. So as soon as she got back, we just packed up and drove out to North Carolina. I said she went from coast to coast in like a week. Drove the entire thing. But she loves. The reason I said all that, squirrel. She went up there to Oklahoma. Was it last year? I think it was last year. Was last year y'all got some kind of real cold snow and ice, and of course y'all had this year.
Snowpocalypse, yeah.
No, but it was bad, and she went up to Pawhuska. Does that sound right?
Pawhuska, where the Pioneer Woman's from.
Pioneer Woman, yeah, that's it. She wanted to do the Pioneer Woman thing, and so her and Frida went up to there, and well, they went over to Texas first to that Chip Joanna Gaines. The
Down at Waco.
Yeah, Waco. They do some kind of
Joanna Gaines.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And they went and seen them, and then they went up to the Pawhuska, and it snowed on them and iced over while they were up there. And they said they couldn't hardly walk.
Oh, it was bad here. It was crazy.
And then had to drove home across Arkansas, and I was scared to death. I was like, yo, you better not get in a wreck up there. Anyway, she likes to go. They have gone to Kentucky to that Art and Creation Museum up there. They've gone, I don't know where all they go. They go somewhere every year and leave me at the house. And we both like that.
Well, as long as you both enjoy it. So that's good.
Now, we do things together. You and Mike, y'all, I've seen where y'all like to travel.
Yeah.
And go visit different places. And in fact, I won't say the first thing that y'all went to, the first video I seen you on was the Broken Bow. Does that sound familiar?
Yeah, we went down to Broken Bow. There's a little town here in Oklahoma, but it's a tourist area. It reminded me a lot of, I used to work at Lake of the Ozarks in Missouri. It kind of reminded me of that, touristy little area. Yeah.
Well, Glenda and I just recently, last several years, we started, it's more so after the kids have gotten old enough and we can leave them on their own without worrying too much for them. And hey, Mike, I'm just ignoring this chat. I'm so sorry. I get distracted very when Terrie and Mike do their lives. Terrie's over there clicking on the links and scrolling, keeping up with everybody. And Mike, he's just talking. He's like me. He just talks. And Michael Sean is from Texas. And if I have missed anybody, I'm so sorry, because you might have snuck in on me. Got a lot of folks that snuck in and come and gone and visited and left. And a lot of folks have stayed. And we certainly appreciate that. And I done got distracted again, Terrie. What was I talking about?
Well, see, I'm no better than you are. I get distracted easily too. And Mike would say I do with the chat because I'm scrolling all the time.
Well, that you are the one. I think he made me said you are the one that kind of edits the videos. And all that.
Yeah.
You like that?
I do. Sometimes more so than others. I mean, some videos are easier to edit than others, but yeah, it gives me something creative to do. So yeah, I enjoy it.
Again, if I get distracted and have to look at the chat for anything, my mind goes blank. What do you do? What do you like to do? You got chickens, rabbits, quail?
Oh yeah. I got my chickens. I'm hoping to have some more by the end of the week because I got a bunch of eggs in the incubator. So we'll see what happens with that. It's our first one, so we'll see. And then I've got the rabbits, the quail that are new, and they're crazy. Quail are nuts. They just run around and do crazy things. What else do we have? We've got, that's mostly it. Birds and rabbits right now. We're looking for goats. Mike's got a lot of projects he's got to get done, so he's got to get the back pasture fenced in for that. But yeah, other than that, Mike and I do a lot together. We go fishing. We like to go just do little road trips. And you saw that with the Broken Bow trip. We went down to Tishomingo, where Blake Shelton's from. That's the shirt.
Tishomingo.
No, Oklahoma.
I didn't know they had Tishomingo, Oklahoma.
Tishomingo, Oklahoma. It's down there, kind of by the Texoma Lake area. So
okay.
And I don't know. I like baking. I like cooking. So I like to do a lot of home type stuff, but I do like to travel too. So
Well, Glenn and I, a few years ago, like I said, when the kids kind of we started doing something and trying to do something. Our anniversary is on July the 4th. Uh, I got married. I said we got to get married on a date I can remember.
My aunt and uncle got married on July the 4th.
Well, I mean, every year they pop fireworks for us and celebrate that day. So,
well, my birthday's on the 3rd, and I always thought those fireworks were for my birthday. So.
Your mom and them had you food for a while, huh? Yeah. But we don't like to go anywhere because it's hot. July 4th is hot. And so we kind of wait till October or something like that. And then we'll go traveling. And we started just going. No destination, certainly no tourist towns. We just go to we'll just take off. And we want to go north, we go north. We want to go south. We can't go too much further south, but we have gone like South Alabama and stuff like that. But and we just go and try and we do thrift shopping, like going to these little, and more so just to meet people because it's
right.
When you meet people, it's fun.
Yeah. Well, and that's been our thing with YouTube. We've met so many people, and we go to the meetups, we go to the expos, and you just get to meet people, and it's fun. So,
I've never been in any of those shows or expos, whatever y'all call them. I would like to do that. My neighbor across the road from me, she came over the other day and she brought us a carton of eggs, and she's got all different kind of chickens, and is going to give us some actually to hatch. So I'm going to have a bunch of chickens. I've got some chickens coming. Distracted squirrel. But she was telling me about chicken auction. I think that's what she called it, chicken auction.
I've seen them. I think they have something like that up in Tulsa or something. I've seen like Matt Payne and them go up and do the chicken auction. I haven't been to any of those yet. So,
well, she says it's a blast. She says, and she is one. You want to talk about a talker? Now she can talk. She's just very, very personable. Don't meet a stranger type individual, and so that's why I think she likes it, because she can go and talk to people and just be with people. But when me and Belinda go, we decided it's much more relaxing because you don't have a timetable.
Right.
You're not rushed to get anywhere.
Yep.
And nowadays with the advent, anyway, with the phones, you can get on your phone and you can punch in a certain town and book you a hotel room or a cabin, and we like to go to like the local restaurants. I mean, I can go to a Cracker Barrel here in Hattiesburg. If I go off somewhere, I don't want to eat at Cracker Barrel.
Right.
I don't want to eat at a restaurant that you can find anywhere in the world. I want to go to something that's local to that town.
Yep.
And it's known in that town. And so we have a good time. And I think the main part of it is because we're just not rushed.
Yeah. Oh, it's nice. I mean, it's a benefit, I guess, of being an empty nester now. You can get out and go and not have to hurry home. But I'm lucky my daughter will come out and watch our animals for us sometimes when we want to go on trips. We went to Wyoming last summer for Combat Vets Motorcycle Association. And so we went out there for a week, and she came here and watched the animals for us. So she's helpful. But yeah, we get to go and do things. And we used to do quite a bit when we were in Arizona, just smaller road trip things. But we weren't very far. We lived like 12 miles away from Tombstone. So we'd go over to Tombstone or go to Old Bisbee or some of the old ghost towns and stuff like that. And that was fun. Here we've done a little bit trying to figure things out here more right now. But yeah.
And I don't, are you, it seems to me like Mike, is he kind of like a history? Does he kind of enjoy the history of different?
He does. We both do. My aunt in Missouri was a history teacher, so I blame her for me wanting to travel everywhere. Because when I was a teenager, she and her husband and my cousin, we all went on a trip from Missouri all the way over to Washington D.C. road trip. So we went through we're all Lincoln's hometown and in Illinois and Kentucky, and then we went through Gettysburg, Pennsylvania. We went to Virginia. We went everywhere, and everywhere we went to historic places. So that kind of, I don't know, imprinted on me and that's what I love to do. I love going to historic places and seeing the history and the architecture. And so, yeah, that's kind of my thing. But Mike also was a history major in college. So yeah, he loves history as well. So kind of works out.
Well, Belinda, my youngest son, he graduated last year from high school, and for their senior trip, they went, what he wanted to do, he wanted to go to Ireland, but something to do with all this virus mess prevented them from being able to go over there and do that. So my wife and a friend of his and him went up to Niagara Falls, and they drove and they went, get my hand in the camera. They went up that side. They went to some of those places you mentioned, the Gettysburg, the Lincoln's place. I can't remember. They went to a lot of different places. Went through all that. Went through Pennsylvania. Went through New York. Said some beautiful country. Said there's a lot of mountains. She said I'd been scared to death because I'm scared of heights. But she said it was. And of course, they sent a lot of pictures. So she likes that kind of stuff too.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm not. I guess I'm getting my wife would say what's the word? Cantankerous? Not cantankerous. That's too old fogey. Anyway, you know what I'm saying? I just don't care too much anymore. I like my house. I like my home. I like the familiarity of it. So I don't really care nothing about seeing. I think everybody else, and I know there's a lot of beautiful places in the world, and I don't discount any of that. But I'm not one to just go chasing off. I'm happy where I'm at, and I'm glad I'm where I'm at. I think it's a beautiful place, got good people, and if I want to go see something else, I will. And but I'm not unhappy.
Well, as long as you're happy where you're at, then that's all good.
That's good. Now let me run through some things here with you. Let me see if I've missed anything. We kind of covered a good bit. We know, if you want to know a little bit about Terrie, I think you can learn a little bit here. I don't like to get just super private because you got to hide something. Y'all come through the ice storm pretty good over there, didn't you?
Yeah. It wasn't too bad. Luckily, we never lost power or anything, so it was good.
Let me run some things through to you about Oklahoma, because I looked it up and I might as well mention. Did you know that Oklahoma was the 46th state to join the Union? You did know that?
Yep. I don't remember what year it was, but yeah, I do. I read that. There's some book around here that I picked up somewhere.
1907.
Yeah.
1907. Cimarron County is the only county in the U.S. that touches 4 states. I don't know what. I guess that's people in Cimarron County care about that. It has parts of 4 different mountain ranges. I can't remember what they are. No other state has as many man-made lakes as Oklahoma.
True. Yeah, and that's why they all look muddy. They always look red and dirty. So, yep.
Well, that's because of the soil, isn't it? I mean, the soil that y'all have is kind of reddish, isn't it?
Yeah. There's a lot of red dirt here.
Okay. That is actually gets me to the next thing. Oklahoma. Oklahoma comes from two Choctaw words. One is Okla, and one is Huma, Humma, and it means red people.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what that has to do with red soil, but other than the word red.
Yeah, right. Yeah, we're in Choctaw Indian Nation where we live. So yeah.
Okay. Well, that's probably why, because it's must have been a lot of Choctaw Indians from that.
Oklahoma actually has the most Indian nations as a state in the United States. I think Arizona is probably second, but yeah, Oklahoma has the most. There are like 39 different Indian nations here or something.
What's the state capital?
That's bad. Oklahoma City.
I put you on the spot. Yeah, Oklahoma City.
Yeah.
It's the only state that produces iodine.
Didn't know that.
Yeah, a lot of things today. Did you know
more red stuff? That's the theme here. Red stuff. Red soil. Iodine's red.
I guess. I don't know. I never thought about it. And I probably won't ever think about it again, to be honest with you. The voicemail, the inventor of voicemail came from Oklahoma. Gordon Matthews, the inventor of the ditch witch, digging trenches, came from Oklahoma. Edward Roberts, who's credited with inventing the personal computer and giving Bill Gates a job, one of his first jobs was from Oklahoma. I thought that's pretty cool. Do you know what the state song is?
Oklahoma. I don't know.
That's it. Oklahoma. I didn't even know there was a song named Oklahoma.
Yeah.
Do you know what the state insect is? I don't know this for oops. Hey, Raisin Rose. I don't know none of this for Mississippi, so I'm just pretending like I'm smart.
I have no idea unless it's a grasshopper because we have lots of those here.
It's actually the honeybee.
Oh, well,
hey, Amy from Raisin Ronies. Appreciate you coming in. And Our New Land. I just started watching Our New Land. I don't know if you've seen any of them. Couple guys, they're brothers. They met each other later on live.
They're a good channel.
Yeah. Old Ways Gardening Prepping. You had a good live last night. Teresa had her birthday live, and she was giving away stuff, tinctures and salves, and she was having a good time. It was her first live.
I missed it.
Yeah, and you should have seen that because she.
I'll have to go back and watch.
She was enjoying herself. She got her computer that she could get on and do a live, and it was a good live, Teresa, and I enjoyed it very, very much.
Good morning, Sherry.
She said it was Oklahoma. Oklahoma.
Oklahoma, yeah. There you go.
And it's kind of interesting because, hold on just a second. The state meal, the very first thing listed is fried okra. They got several things. It's fried okra, squash, cornbread, barbecue pork, biscuits, sausage and gravy, grits, corn, strawberries, chicken fried steak, pecan pie, and black-eyed peas.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Sounds like
all good Southern food.
Oh, yeah. Y'all eat good over there.
Michael Sean said it's the home of noodling. Yep. You won't catch me sticking my hand in no holes to catch no catfish, but yeah, it is the home of noodling.
I missed that. Where that was. I just missed it. So anyway, No, I'm not sticking my hand in no log. I'm just
No holes, not underwater. If I can't see it, no.
no. I can. I think I can catch a fish while being above the water. Good enough. I don't have to go up under it to do it.
That's why we got fishing rods. That's
Well, yeah. We got just a few minutes left, Terry, and I appreciate. I worry to death when I do an interview. You've made it very, very easy on me, and I appreciate that. I tend to overtalk people, and I really
fine.
I don't want to do that. I want the spotlight to be on you. I wish I had a light I could shine it.
Yeah.
Everybody, and if y'all, probably most everybody on here knows MT Homestead. If you don't, you need to get over there and check them out because they're a good channel. They're just so likable. You know, you just get on there, you're gonna laugh and you're gonna have a good time. And I think you're gonna feel like you know them. That's what I like.
Yeah, we're pretty open. We are who we are.
Well, I think it's more that y'all are just accept people in, you know, as they are, who they are, and that's good. I'm working on that. I'm trying to get better.
You're good, Chuck.
Redbird Farm Brenda, she was on round the hay bale. If y'all don't know Brenda from Redbird Farm, she's a moderator. She moderates a lot of different channels. She's moderating this one right now, actually.
She moderates for us.
And she moderates for Terry and Mike. And
we met her in Sulphur. We went to the meetup over in Sulphur, Oklahoma, and we met her there. So that was fun.
Both of y'all, she's from Oklahoma too.
Yes. Yeah.
A lot of Oklahoma people. They all like the. Hey, Michael, I appreciate you coming. Michael has a virtual. He's in school, I guess, and it starts at 11 o'clock, which 11 o'clock over there is 10 o'clock here, because they're an hour ahead of us. But Michael is very, very good channel. He's very knowledgeable with the chickens and but anyway, I was talking about Redbird Farm Brenda. She was on her first live yesterday with Round the Hay Bale, and I think she was a little bit nervous. But she done good. I was proud of her.
Brenda's an amazing lady. She is awesome.
Hey, Cindy or Gary. I want to say I was saying something about y'all earlier, but I can't remember. Now, too much time. 5 minutes has gone by, so I don't remember nothing. Dreamy Days Farm. Brenda done a great job, and I like her. She's just a nice person. It seemed like wants to help people, and I'm glad she's got her own channel now. Apparently, if you've watched any of her videos, you know that she's well loved by everybody because she's got a T-shirt, I think, from every channel that exists. Oh, doggone it. I had y'all's T-shirt. I was going to show it off.
Oh, that's all right.
It just says MT Homestead on it. You've seen it a zillion times, probably.
A lot of people have those.
But anyway, I won it off of somebody's live stream sometime. I can't remember now, but
I think that was on LG's, maybe LG Homestead.
Yeah, Lori. And Greg. Yeah, I think that's where it was because I think there was a couple people wanting, and I was like, I don't care. Just send it to whoever. But
nah, we had to send you one.
Yeah, and I appreciate it. I really do.
You're more than welcome.
I need to learn how to get into all that. But Terry, thank you so much for coming in. And
thank you for having me on.
And I want everybody to go over there and check her, and everybody tell Miss Terry how much you enjoyed her being on here with us today. And we've had a good chat, I think, and
Yes.
tell old Mike we said hello, and all you babies and grandbabies, and
We'll do that.
y'all ever get over to Mississippi, look us up.
All right.
We'll put you on some catfish or something.
That'd be good. Love some catfish.
Have a good time doing something. Everybody, we're going to be on Mike tonight at 8 o'clock Central Time. So we'd like to invite everybody. Charity's just starting out these lives, and
Charity can get Belinda's side of the story on that whole how you met thing. Since you ruined your side, she can get hers.
You just trying to start trouble is what you're trying to do. I'm going to have to speak to Mike about this. But I hope I can get across how much I do appreciate you being here, and not just you, but all those that have joined in the chat. You can see how much people love you, because they wouldn't have come just to see me. I guarantee you that. And we've had quite a few, especially for a morning. So everybody, thanks a lot of y'all. So
thank you all for coming.
All right. Well, we're going to get out of here, y'all. Appreciate y'all. Love y'all. God bless you. And y'all have a great day. Go out and do something now. Bye, Terrie.
Bye.